Chapter 13. Comprehension. Read the passages. Passage 1. The higher valleys and mountains of Kashmir fascinated me so much that I resolved to come back again soon. I made many a plan and worked out many a tour, and one, the very thought of which filled me with delight, was a visit to Mansarovar, the wonder lake of Tibet, and snow-covered Kailash nearby. That was 18 years ago, and I am still as far as ever from Kailash and Mansarovar. I have not even been able to visit Kashmir again, much as I have longed to, and ever more and more I have got entangled in the coils of politics and public affairs. Instead of going up the mountains or crossing the seas, I have to satisfy my wanderlust by coming to prison. But still I plan, for that is a joy that no one can deny, even in prison, and besides, what else can one do in prison? And I dream of the day when I shall wander about the Himalayas and cross them to reach that lake and mountain of my desire. But meanwhile the sands of life run on, and youth passes into middle age, and that will give place to something worse. And sometimes I think that I may grow too old to reach Kailash and Mansarovar. But the journey is always worth making, even though the end may not be in sight. Passage 2. The Europeans were given a warm welcome by the Mongol emperor, who took a great liking to young Marco. He sent Marco on many missions to distant parts of his vast empire. Later, he made him the governor of a province. The Polos spent 17 years in China and finally returned to Venice by sea in 1295. After Marco Polo, no European traveled on this route for many years. Marco Polo wrote about his travels in his book, The Travels of Marco Polo, which became very well known. Till the 19th century, this account was perhaps the only source of information for Europeans about China and its neighboring regions. The book awakened a lot of interest and, in a way, brought Europe closer to these regions. Many years later, the book was read by Christopher Columbus, another great explorer, and he was inspired to sail to new lands. Passage 3. The habit of reading is one of the greatest gifts for mankind. We enjoy books that belong to us much more than those that are borrowed. A borrowed book is like a guest in the house. It must be treated well. We cannot leave it carelessly or mark it. But our own books belong to us. We treat them with intimacy. Books are for use and not for show. We should own no book that we are afraid to mark on. Everyone should begin collecting a private library in youth. One should have one's own bookshelves. The book should be easy to comprehend and interesting to read.